Our first talk of the evening is about religion, politics, and social media. I've kind of warmed you up for the politics. And it's Matthew.
Peace. Thank you. Hello. A truly meaningful discussion takes time, like a Thanksgiving feast. But unless you're truly passionate about the meal, most of us would rather settle for the microwave version. Most of us really just have the bullet lines and the bottom line. If you can't give me the 15-second elevator speech, then you've lost my interest. But if we're going to invest the time into a truly meaningful discussion, it means we're probably rooted and established in our beliefs about that topic. This climaxes with politics and religion. Early in my marriage, my wife and I realized that I rarely saw a disagreement as an argument, while she very frequently saw a disagreement as an argument. And this meant that sometimes I hurt her unintentionally. But we invest the time into learning how to communicate better day by day. And this is a challenge. As people, we are naturally prideful and disagreeable. And this really comes out in political and religious interactions. And I should have prepared a little bit better, but you may have heard that 93% of all communication is nonverbal. But yeah, it's true. It's true. You know, through facial expressions, pets and infants are able to understand what we're communicating. But in an online world, we're really only able to communicate with punctuation faces and silly acronyms. Have you ever noticed that when you ask somebody what they're looking for in a mate, that humor always makes the short list? Well, it's true. We love to communicate with humor, but it's a really tricky thing to do. Yes, it's true. It's a really tricky thing to do. And so, we try to make jokes, and sometimes, they land well, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes we're just really offended or outraged at the humor that we try to communicate. In the online world, we're really enticed to communicate through one-liners, and this is really tricky for a meaningful discussion. It tends itself to crowd behavior, where people either feel affirmed or ganged up on. But there are also some positives to social media communication. Our ideas are immediately exposed to a wide array of audience, not only of our own network, but of people that sometimes we don't even know. Also, with social media communication, you're able to propose ideas and not worry about whether or not people want to talk about that. In a real life conversation, can you imagine being in a room and proposing an idea and everybody just ignores you? It'd be really awkward. But in a social media conversation, this is perfectly natural. Some of us think really well on our feet, but some of us really need time to think and respond well. In a social media conversation, we have the time to really think about what we want to say before we respond, without being put on the spot. In live conversations, we only able to have the information that we can recall in the moment, but in social media conversations, we have the whole world of online resources to tap into. So we can share not only our own ideas, but point other people to other ideas as well. I did an anonymous survey, and what I found was that for those who don't participate in these kind of conversations, because they believe it does more harm than good, I also found that over half of people have either disconnected or been disconnected from an online relationship because they believed it was harmful. But this shouldn't dissuade us. This is a real opportunity to redeem those conversations. We also found that over half of people, despite those negative aspects, it didn't dissuade them from their online relationships. And we should have confidence in that. That these online relationships, that these real relationships we have existed before Mark Zuckerberg came along. I also found the most unsurprising answer was over half of people said that through these conversations, it didn't change their opinion of things. And another third said that even though that they understood other viewpoints, it still didn't change their mind. So why do we bother? Well, the number one answer given is because people felt like they were smarter than you. I actually worded it more tactfully than that, but there's truth that, we think that we have valuable things to offer to others, and they have valuable things to offer to us. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is don't be discouraged. This is a real opportunity to redeem these conversations in a new way through our online relationships. Your true friends want to know what you have to say about these things that really matter to you. But the thing to remember is to remember the lessons that our parents taught us. To be polite, be courteous, be generous, and give the benefit of the doubt. And higher than your priority of wanting to educate others should want to be educated by others. Thank you.